Good afternoon. Welcome to Line Travels. I'm Peacock.
I'm Licks.
And today, bro, I've got a few topics for you. I've got the Westall Incident, which is a UFO encounter back in Victoria back in the 50s or 60s. I've got the man from Taured, which is proof that we live on different timelines. And I also have several stories about the Pilliga in because it's Australia Day.
Oh, yes.
Australia Day, all that shit. And I've got a few horrifying stories from the Pilliga, man.
Oh, sounds like a great place.
What do you got for me?
Sir, I've got the Min lights.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly touch on that. Our favourite, the Bunyip.
We do love the Bunyip.
What is it? In my classical thing on reptilians, I've got some reptilians. The Silurian Hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hypotenuse? What is that word?
Hypotenuse?
Hippopotamus. Anyway, we'll edit that
out. We never do.
Yeah, but anyway, I can't speak. But that's on today's lovely episode 21, I think it is. Some Australian paranormal and obviously
to celebrate Australia Day.
Yeah, so should we get the meat or should we just touch on Australia Day and what it means to you, Peacock? You right there?
Australia Day to me, man, is a fucking public holiday. A public holiday where I get to do this. That is what it means to me.
Look. As a man who now doesn't work public holidays, I've found them quite shit because you don't get much done.
No.
There's not much open. It's floggers getting around. The traffic is thin.
Yes, it is because it's 43 degrees and we're sitting here in the shed.
That's enough. But yeah, great flag there. And also, can I bring up this product yet or we'll do it later?
We'll do it later.
Okay. Anyway, let's get into what was your first.
Okay. So the Westall Incident, which happened in 1966, right?
Yeah. Do tell me this.
Right. So in 1966, there was a high school in Melbourne, Victoria, Westall, actually, and they were out to lunch, rather, and a giant fucking flying saucer, which was a metallic shape, flew over the school and landed in the oval fucking next to it. And this is witnessed by teachers, kids, fucking everything. There was I think there was about 90-something fucking witnesses of this, and they all sort of ran towards it and everyone was fucking freaking out. Man, do you remember back in the day, when you were fucking, if a dog came into the school, everyone would be like,
oh my God, it's dog.
Yeah. So it's
a beautiful time.
They actually saw a fucking saucer land. Right?
So,
yeah. So
that's a little bit different.
It fucking landed there, and obviously the teachers didn't let anything and it's declassified now, so everyone can go fucking look this up, the Westall Incident. And all the teachers didn't really let any students go to it. So eventually it fucking took off, right? But
as
then
they do.
They do, yeah. It just fucking took off and obviously no one got fucking close to it. But probably hours after that, there were unmarked government vehicles coming to that school and they basically, for lack of a better word, everyone had to sign sort of a non-disclosure agreement where they couldn't talk about it for quite some time. And it only got disclosed, I think 3 years ago. And there's all these videos of students that were back in that school talking about it now and they all draw the same thing, like a silver metallic fucking disc, right? And so I bet you can guess what the government said it was.
The swamp gas refracting off something or a weather balloon.
Weather balloon.
Hey, bullshit.
Weather balloon, yep.
So at the time in the 1960s, was this event?
1966, yes.
All right. So now it's declassified 3 years ago from now the current date, which is 2024. So they always come out with this theory. So at the time it was weather balloons.
Weather balloons.
The latest UAPs or whatever you want to call them. Weather balloons,
weather
whatever.
Balloons.
Why is it always a weather balloon?
I just think it's
and why are weather balloons around? Is it in Melbourne or?
Yeah, Victoria.
So let's just fly some fucking weather balloons around. That's what I always thought.
So eventually, there was the Men in Black that came up and made them sign these non-disclosure fucking non-disclosure. What do they call it? NDAs?
NDAs, non-disclosure agreement.
But yeah, so straight up. So it was only probably about 3 to 5 years ago that fucking diminished, and you can see videos of all the students now, and they all draw the fucking same thing. And I don't know, in my opinion, it's probably the most highly cited UAP thing in Australian history. You know what I mean? There was a lot of fucking people there to fucking witness it. And
so mass witnessing.
Here's a nice little fact for you, man.
Yes.
So they had a reunion of the Westall Incident in 2006, and it was at the Westall Tennis Club, and they all went there to get on the sauce and talk about the flying saucer.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
So they're still alive? They're still alive?
Yeah, they're still alive.
Oh, because usually after they
were kids in 1966, so, they're fucking...
People die.
They do. Yes,
do you know that?
Dear God.
Okay. Your own demise could be happening right now.
Yeah.
But to say that, like they declassify it and it comes out, I don't know, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years later.
Yep.
Is it 60 years later? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, are you in the phone there?
No, I'm just unlocking my phone because I've got to show you something.
No,
Yeah,
continue. If you don't want to be here, you can...
yeah, I've got a pizza coming. No, sorry. I'm just unlocking my phone because I've got something to show you. Yeah,
so just backtrack on what I was trying to say. Is that, so they unclassify things where a lot of people are either dead or they don't remember, they don't give a fuck. It always happens all the years.
Yeah.
Why classify a weather balloon?
Exactly
God.
Fucking right. Why classify?
Yes, government.
Here's photos of it. That's a weather
Witness
balloon.
Statements. Why can I not speak right now?
It's
statements.
The heat, man. It's the heat. It's probably about 45 degrees.
Thank God for Australia. So the same drawings. It was like another incident involving a schoolyard. I think it was in South Africa as well.
Yes, I have heard about this.
The fucking photo of it was the craft, a saucer appearance.
Yep.
Landing in the fields with little men coming out of it. Or, I don't know, asexuals, which they're being led to. Greys are asexuals, apparently.
They probably believe that the Greys are actually fucking clones of the master race.
Machine clones as well.
Yeah, so they're just the drones and shit.
I think that was in a similar area too. So maybe they were visited in a similar craft, all the same. They could have been taking the children for experiment. Anyway, what we're going after this? It's hot in here.
It is hot in here. This is off topic about what I want to talk about, man. But this is we've got to wait for more information. This is a new conspiracy theory that is coming out.
And I haven't heard this?
I mentioned it to you the other day, but I think you were on the Hong Kongs, man. Just completely incoherent.
I was in a psych ward, anyway.
Okay, yeah. So, man, they think that all the Epstein Island shit coming out right now, as Jerry Seinfeld, when he was 38, he married his 17-year-old wife. So he thinks this is the new conspiracy theory coming out. In Seinfeld, where they say to Jerry, "Your cousin Jeffrey." They think it's Jeffrey Epstein.
Dear
they think Jerry Seinfeld.
Where did you fucking discover this?
Don't worry about that.
Right,
I'm working on it.
That is because look, I'm a fan of Seinfeld.
So am I.
So I like the concept of it, and they say cousin Jeffrey,
cousin Jeffrey, and you never see him. His cousin Jeffrey is Jeffrey Epstein.
Just ruined the whole Seinfeld.
I know. I really like it too. But again, it's just a conspirity theory. I need to get more meat on that.
How's this guy still not in jail? I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, when he's having a relation with a a woman of not of age. Was that the thing back then?
So what was that like?
Well, you said 30.
Yeah, he was 38 and she was 17. Anyway, look, we're getting off topic.
We don't condone any of this.
No, we're getting off topic. But
okay,
so, all right, quick break. Because I've got something to talk about after this.
Oh, okay.
Something that's going to blow your fucking mind. And
I think
it's to do with Australia. Talk soon. And we're back.
We're back.
All right. So can I go on to another topic? Because I'm actually pretty horny for this one, Harry.
Man, look, you go on, baby.
All right, I'm pretty horny for this one. So do you know about the Pilliga, which is sort of west of Coonabarabran, New South Wales?
I've been past the area.
Yeah. So we're on the Australian topic.
Yeah.
So I've got a few things about the Pilliga, man. So not only is there Min sightings there's Sasquatch sightings, but have you heard about the Princess of the Pilliga?
No.
So the princess of the Pilliga, man, was this Indigenous woman that used to walk up the highway, just hitching rides from the Pilliga to Coonabarabran back because she had to camp out the fucking Pilliga. She was hit by a truck, walking back one night, right? And everyone says, also, I'd like to say that the Pilliga, Indigenous Australians call it the evil land. They do not like to hang out there. You'll talk to truckers and they do not fucking stop there, right? So the princess of the Pilliga was an Indigenous lady. It was run over by a fucking truck, right?
Yeah.
And I'll show you this fucking photo, man. This is dash cam footage of her. Look at that.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up here for the audience. And if you're on Spotify, go to YouTube, you cunts.
Yep. And there's also this fucking phone call conversation which I discovered today. So a dude was calling from a sanitarium because...
A sanitarium?
A sanitarium.
Do you explain that for me, please?
A psych ward.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So he was calling up about what happened to him in the Pilliga, and man, it is.
The psych ward.
It is truly fucking horrifying. So I personally... We'll listen to it.
Let's listen.
Exactly.
Happy days retreat, like a sanitarium.
Okay.
I was bringing a new vehicle down, brand new vehicle down from Ballata heading towards Narrabri in 1978. In September it was 78, and heading for Tamworth, and I missed the turn off out of Narrabri to go to Gunnedah, and I kept going. I didn't know where I was going, and I saw these old mileage pegs on the side of the road. They'd been like painted over in those days, and I thought the engraver in it was a G, like for Gunnedah, but in actual fact they were a C for, turned out to be Coonabarabra.
Right, okay.
Coona.
And about halfway along the road sort of thing, I started to get a bit concerned. The fuel was running pretty low, and in the distance I saw what turned out to be in those days a telecom beam heading my way. So I got out and I waved him down. It was pretty late in the afternoon, not just before dusk it was. Anyway, I pulled up and he cracked the window down just a frightened little bit. And I said, look, I don't know where I am. Can you tell me where I am, mate? And he said, yeah. He said, you're in the middle of the Pilliga. Do you know where that is? I said, no, never heard of it. He said, what's your problem? I said, I'm nearly out of fuel. What, can you tell me where I can get some fuel? He said, you're about the equal distance from here to Coonabarabra and Narrabri. It wouldn't matter. Anyway, I said, I'm nearly out of fuel. I'd never get back. I asked him whether he was going to Narrabri, and asked him whether he could ring the NRMA or when he got there or something to bring me out some fuel as I was a member.
Yeah.
And he said, you won't get anyone to come out here after dark. And
After dark, man.
anyway, he didn't explain why, but
Right. So you were stuck
I
there?
staying in this big old four-wheel drive all through the night, and about 3:30, 4:45, this thing just fair started to rock, and all these funny weird lights and that were getting surrounded outside, and I looked out, and what looked through the window at me is why I'm in this state today. He pulled the door off the hinges.
Pull the door off the hinges.
This thing, like, it defies the explanation. What it looked like, it was horrific, and it took me through the bush a fair way.
Oh, God.
Did it grab hold of you?
What did you do?
And we ended up at this, I suppose you'd call it a humpy sort of a thing, and this thing had a real fetish, obviously, for real thin, bow-legged, knock-kneed, white, hairy legs. He had pairs of legs hanging up, and
Pairs of legs.
and when he realised that I was no good to him,
What?
he took me back. He took me back to the
Keep listening,
road, whatever it was. I assume it was a he. It was a she. There's something wrong in the world, but
Bongo.
I never ever saw him again. And
What the fuck?
and a timber truck picked me up the next morning when it went through, and he took me to Coonabarabra, and it wasn't long after that they made me stay at Happy Days Day Retreat, and I've been here.
The sanitarium.
Bongo, that is just an amazing
Listen to me,
story.
man. It starts weird now.
And Miss Andy tells me apparently that there's some idiot out there in the middle of it somewhere last week or something, attempting fate. Called, there's got to be something wrong with the person.
What
Can
the
you give us if I can't not pushing you too hard,
Jesus.
what did it look like?
Fucking A.
What?
I can't explain it. It was horrible.
Pretty scary story there, Bongo, and thank you for that. And
Jesus.
you look after yourself, okay? I'm going to pass your concerns on to Trev.
What the fuck?
What do you think about that?
Well, it fucking went there. I did. So this creature he described was it, say, white, bow-legged.
No.
With
So
lots of legs.
He couldn't describe it, but he said it took him back to it.
So it opened up his.
It ripped his fucking door off. It dragged him
him,
back to its Humvee or whatever the fuck.
What the fuck is a Humvee?
But it had people's legs.
Oh, it had people's legs.
Had people's bowed legs hanging up.
Oh,
there.
fuck.
And then when his legs didn't look good enough, it fucking took him back, man. And he said it was that horrific. That's why I'm in a fucking sanitarium.
And that's where he's calling from.
Yes.
And then he started having an episode
Yes.
at the
Did
end.
you hear? I mean,
Yes.
when you hear that, it's like the Barney and Betty Hill thing, like the
Yes.
horror in the voice, man. You know what I mean? Like,
As the travellers would have watched the Barney and Betty Hill story where they were recorded.
yeah.
And you could hear the terror in their voice, just like this gentleman here, Bogo.
Yeah. Bongo. I believe.
Bongo?
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah, look.
Man,
he probably still needs to stay there because
Yeah, what do you think about that? That was
that's
fucking
fucking
creepy,
sick,
eh?
man.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. The Pilliga. Maybe we should explore it.
No, absolutely
Why
not.
not?
So one of my
scared of this
one of
creature?
my associates grew up in Coonabarabran, right? And he said, and he's like, Casey, you've met him before.
Oh, yeah,
And
Casey.
he grew up there, man. He said none of him, and they were mad bushies back then. And even him and his old man and his grandfather, they said, do not go to the fucking Pilliga, hey.
So a lot of people had similar experiences.
Yeah,
Is there missing cases of people there too?
Absolutely. People go
Fuck.
missing there all the time, bro.
Is it
all
so?
the time.
It's a stretch of road.
No, the Pilliga is sort of a stretch of desert between Coonabarabran and fucking somewhere else. Oh, not desert so much
I've not
as
been
much
to
as it is
Coonabarabran.
bushland. Coonabarabran is
I think I have.
is a stargazing capital of Australia. They've
No,
got
that's-
telescopes and shit everywhere.
That's cooler, mate.
Yeah.
Cooler.
Cooler. No, fuck Cooler. Fuck Cooler. Worst place in the world. But so what do you think about that?
That was sick. That was horrific, interesting, and it. I've never really heard much about the Pilliga, but it's fascinating. And look, that's what I'm worried about, man. If something happens to me, a similar case like this, and I end up in a solarium,
Sanitarium.
Solarium. I'm like, oh god, so good. Yeah, those little glasses.
Yeah.
No, but because people wouldn't believe you because that's what. So sorry to go off topic, but
That's all right.
one of my fears, which I believe might be happening to me right now, right,
Tell me.
is I'm actually locked up in one of these wards, and I'm detailing this story as I live it right now.
Yeah, so it's sort of some like Gothica shit, you know what I mean? You're actually retelling a fucking story and then you wake up, you're in a sanitarium. Like,
Well, I don't wake up. I'm just here telling a story about this world that doesn't exist.
well, I don't know. It's better than fucking actually being awake in a
It's
sanitarium.
plausible. Look, and yeah, so I don't know, man. I reckon we should head there to be investigated.
Look,
Come on,
man, as you know, like I am usually pretty like always keen to do some paranormal shit. But as like Keefsey said, my mate who lived out at Coonabarabran, he said, do not fucking go there. Like people go missing. A dude tried to do a documentary in 2008 and went missing there.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
look, if anyone's going to go missing, it's probably one of us. So
Yeah, because we'd rock up heaps unprepared. All we've got is a 30-can block.
No water.
Yeah, no water.
well, let's summon the beast.
Yeah,
Doing some weird satanic shit, man. And that's it, man. They never see us again.
yeah.
But would anyone care? Probably not.
No.
It doesn't matter. As you said, people go missing, various reasons. Creatures like this. Is it a creature or was it an entity or was it a person?
As the Bongo said, like it was just too horrific to explain.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. And if you're listening, Bongo, give us a call. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you and your family.
0403 245 692. Like and subscribe.
And on that, I know we've had a lot of calls. And as we are full-time working men, it's hard to answer them all, but we do appreciate it. Do leave a voicemail.
Yes.
If you leave a voicemail, it will be played and we will call you back on one of our sessions
Absolutely.
too. But we do appreciate everyone calling.
Yep.
We want to become the next Coast to Coast. Boom! And also, nothing.
All right, so that's my little take on sort of
Gee,
Australia
that was
for
good,
Australia.
man. Look, appreciate it. I'm sure the audience out there, comment if you've been to Pilliga too and tell us about it because that's fucking sick and I heard of it.
Yeah, fucking oath. If you're from the Pilliga, if you are from the Pilliga,
Ooh.
comment on this fucking video or call 0403 245 692 because we want to fucking talk to you. We want to know the shit that's going on out there, man.
We'll send you a shirt.
And man, maybe if I was out there with locals, I might go out, but just not you and I. You know what I mean? Like,
Why not me? You think I'm not prepared?
no, I don't think either of us are prepared.
I'm prepared, baby.
All right, what do you got for us on a straight A? You know,
On Australia Day, I just want to congratulate I was going to bring an onion and I forgot about it. What's his name? Tony
Tony Abbott.
Tony Abbott. Thanks for being president of the country and eating onion live TV.
He did it twice.
Twice, man.
Twice.
Look, did you see? This is our Prime Minister's, gentlemen. If you're from America, our Prime Minister is the equivalent of your president, who's a clone. And most of them either are sacked or they do something weird. Like we've got Johnny Howard doing the fucking bowl. And it was disgraceful, man. In front of our troops, man.
That was
in front of our fucking troops.
Was that in Afghanistan?
Yes. Do you reckon he fought over there?
You're going to have to give it up. You're going to have to give
I'll
it
get
up.
up. And look, I fucking believe this flag. I'll fucking do it and I'll take anyone down with it. Anyway, enough of that. But do you reckon Johnny Howard over there like shot at enemy troops, combatants?
Probably not, man.
Okay. Anyway, I wish he did. There's actually a good photo of the man that ate the youngin. What's his name again?
Tony Abbott.
Sorry, Tony Abbott. Sorry if you're listening. He's got a fucking F-88 Oz-style, man. He's shooting, man.
Is he?
It's fucking... Yes. I'll get the photo up here.
If you want to talk about...
Eat something?
Yeah. I'm just it just burns a little bit. Also, if you want to talk about Australian Prime Minister of dumb shit they've done, have you seen that video of ScoMo when he's welding? And
Yes.
it like flashes him and then he puts the fucking mask down? What a pin!
On the tools once again.
Have you been on the tools before?
I've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
Up in the Hunter and
Yep.
yeah.
You gotta do it.
What
So-
a pin!
I'll put it up too.
And it's also get that footage up when the whole country was on fire,
Yes.
and then he's trying to shake people's hand, and they're like, "Fuck off!"
He's like this, right?
Yeah.
And then don't shake me. Come on.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
get the fuck away
Yeah,
from me.
they were
please.
hating on him, man.
And I was swearing at him.
Yeah.
Look, Australia's a funny country. Our prime ministers are insane. And these are people running our country. ScoMo also tackled a child in a football match.
Put it up here.
Go Hudson, right on, mate.
It was soccer. Yeah, he just like rolled over.
Yeah, and they grabbed him, man. Just speared him to the ground. Good man.
Yeah.
Anyway, dominate at all costs. I believe that's the message that he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Quickly, just a quick ad break. We're sponsored by, what's the site called again?
Ozin.
Ozin.com.au. Sign up. These are the new things. What are these? You don't know what they are. Do you vape? This cunt and me used to vape all the time on the show.
If you are struggling to fucking quit vapes, so this is a non-tobacco product. It is just fucking nicotine. It comes from fucking Scandinavia.
Tobacco free.
Man, I used to go through fucking 4 vapes a fucking week, man. And man, sucking on these, man, like it does take a while to get fucking used to, especially the high milligram ones. But man, it's a neurotropic, man. It does make you feel better at work. It makes you feel better without this. Man, so I told you I quit.
You're not sucking that shit into your lungs. It's a slow release nicotine. All the benefits from that too. It various strengths, various brands, and they got it. Ozin.
Can we get Ozin up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you ever, sorry to cut you off, but if you ever heard of Swedish snus, which is a tobacco nicotine pouch, this is just purely nicotine, no tobacco, and they're here.
It does give you that euphoria, man.
Buy them there.
Like, you know, when you're on lunch break and you're sucking that vape or sucking that dough, you're like, oh, it does give you that fucking euphoria too, without the chemical compound of 52 different chemicals from China or fucking tobacco. So it is better for you. And Ozin, man, I'm fucking stoked they jumped in on us, hey? I have.
Good blokes, whoever they are.
All right. So what else you got for us about Australia on this fine day, man? I reckon it was like 43 degrees in here, easy. You sweating?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you dip.
Yeah, you take my shirt off? I'll take it off. So it is Australia Day, and sir, I'm thirsty. Can you please pass me a can?
Absolutely, bro.
Because I'm hot. We'll be back.
All the
Man,
burning.
wait, do try that one. Delicious. I think my taste buds are gone from COVID, but
You ain't COVID?
yeah, I got COVID. I know the audience on Spotify want to hear this.
Tell me.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's good.
That's good,
When you're
baby.
driving to work, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
those dudes are cracking beers.
When you're driving to work, you know what? Crack yourself a fucking beautiful beer too. As you drive to work.
Man, maybe
people
some-
do it. Sorry. So I'll get back to Australian paranormal things. I know you've heard of it.
Yep.
I don't know if the audience has, but if you have, whatever. It's called the Min Min lights.
Ooh, love the Min Min lights. I've seen the Min Min lights.
Really?
Yes, I have.
You're seeing actually a lot of activity in the skies.
I actually sent you a UAP video today that we'll put up here.
Okay.
Yep. She's moving.
Couldn't see it because his phone's so fucking pixelated. Anyway, we'll get to that. So the Min lights, it's deemed in the Aboriginal culture.
Yep.
And it's been around since the white man got here as well.
Yep.
Europeans, as you call them. So the appearance of these lights, you might have seen them yourself. So if you have, I'm going to describe them. They vary. Commonly described as being fuzzy and disc-shaped lights. They appear to hover just above the horizon. And they're known to, they're mainly known as like a white light.
Yep.
And it varies in like strength. So it could be a very dull, dimmy, or a very bright light that could like light up the surrounding area as well.
Yep.
And some people have known, I've seen them change to red back to green and then back to white.
Yep.
They appear to follow people and especially vehicles for some reason.
Yes, they do.
And why don't I see this shit? Like, I really do want to. Maybe I have to summon some god. And it's known that some farmers have shot at them with no return fire. But
can I tell you an interesting thing about the Min lights?
Do jump in because I'm not real well versed in the Min
So
lights.
in 2004, I believe, there was a farmer out fucking Western New South Wales that decided to fucking follow a Min lights. He was out there camping with his boys. Yeah, he was out there camping with his boys. Saw one.
Sober?
Yeah. No, they wouldn't have been sober. They would have been rum pigs, man.
But still.
And he was like, no, fuck this, I'm following it, hey. And all these boys were like, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Man, kept following it for fucking nearly an hour. Man, it kept leading him, man. It kept leading. He's like, oh, yo, until he looked down. He was this far off an edge of a fucking cliff. Like a gorge.
Bullshit.
20 feet all the way down. And so he was like, he looked down and goes, holy fuck.
So he just stopped in...
Yeah, just stopped in the nick of time. He went back and claimed the Min light was leading him to his fucking death.
Could this be death itself?
Perhaps.
Maybe, I don't know. People do see strange things when they're having episodes of near-death experiences.
Yeah.
As such. And the research I did conduct, it is said... Anyone who catches one or follows one will never tell the tale.
Yeah, that's it, man. Eh?
So he was going to catch one.
Yep.
For whatever reason, stopped.
That him this close, man.
If he didn't,
this close,
he wouldn't be able to say anything.
Yep, that's it. So he reckons it was leading him off a fucking gorge, whether they be evil spirits and stuff. But you talk about the Indigenous Australians, man, and they say the Min lights do not fucking follow. And when you talk about any Indigenous fucking race, and they say don't go to this place, don't follow this, man, they've been doing it for thousands of years. They know their shit.
That's where we've got Mothman from.
Yeah, straight up. Like the Native Americans, man, they say don't fucking go there. But the white man, he's like, should be right, champion.
What are you talking about?
Should be right, champion.
We invented the wheel.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know. Maybe it was aliens.
Yeah.
But that's like, to go off topic just briefly, so that's like the Indians, I don't know the tribe, so I'm sorry if you're listening. I think they hold vast land around the Grand Canyon. And there was an area that was being looked at with cave structures, which apparently had hieroglyphs. Oh, I can't say what. Hieroglyphs?
Hieroglyphs.
Fuck.
Hieroglyphs. Egyptian hieroglyphs.
I'm learning.
Man, it's hot in here. It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Excuse
me.
We do this for you.
Yeah, I do for your pleasure and pain. And we're back. So that area was cordoned off as well, and no one could go there. But interesting, they said don't go there either. But so our friends, the scientists, have decided to jump in.
Love the scientists.
Trust the science.
Trust the science.
Always trust the science.
Do it for others.
Do it for others, and trust the government's advice.
Yes.
And they will not lead you astray. So the science reckons potentially swamp gas.
They always go swamp gas, man.
Yeah, refraction off the swamp gas. It could be a mirage at night. Oh, how the fuck does that happen? Is
it wouldn't be a mirage at night.
Yeah. Who the fuck? Anyway. The scientists believe it could be owls or some birds. And,
well, that's what they claim.
Geophysical lights, whatever that means.
So when you talk about fucking owls, man, they talk about the Flatwoods fucking Monster. Have you ever heard about the Flatwoods Monster?
Bring it up.
So the Flatwoods Monster was in the US fucking back in the day. I think it was the fucking like 70s. And they claimed there was this fucking alien kicking around, huge fucking eyes and stuff like that. And it was Project Blue Book that there's actually a series on the list. They're debunking all these like small town fucking monsters. And they came in and like a lot of kids, they were camping there and said something with huge eyes was chasing them around and they fucking hated it. But then the dudes that did Project Blue Book, not Project Blue Beam, don't be confused with that. They came down and said it was an owl.
An owl.
An owl.
Yes, because I'm sure that it happens a lot with the owls.
Why would these kids lie? This is before the fucking internet. You can't get money for saying shit like this. Like,
and AI, before AI as well.
Yeah. So Yes, an owl. It's always swamp gas reflecting off the lights of Venus. It's always that fucking bullshit.
Weather balloon, as we said with the incidents, the UFO objects. So that's a min lights. I don't have any more. I think you have experienced them as yourself.
Yeah, I have out at Alice Springs. So I was
been there?
Alice Springs. Yeah, I was working out there for 3 weeks. Well, actually, in a fucking town 200 kilometers west of Alice Springs called Tinjikala. So you're sort of locked down at night time, man. There was nothing out there. There was one road in, one road out. It was just an indigenous community. We're out there to fix a fucking pump station. But man, you would see these bright lights that almost looked like fucking headlights out in the desert, but there was no fucking road out there.
Fuzzy, disc shaped, similar.
But
in the horizon.
they didn't move like headlights. It'd just be like.
Yeah, people would go, that's definitely a truck.
Yeah, like shit like that. But man, speaking of, this is probably the last thing I have to touch on Australian fucking folklore, man.
Yeah.
Before we move on, because I've got a really good topic after this. Okay, so up near Cairns, man, there's a section of rainforest, man, that no one's allowed to fucking visit, right? Do you know why they're not allowed to visit? So
some kind of creature or...
So three
research?
3 men, 2 dogs went camping out there. This is in the early 2000s, right?
Sorry, cut you off. That sounds like some, like 2 girls, 1 cup. Anyway.
3 men, 2 dogs.
Yeah, you're like, what's going to happen? Sorry, my interest spiked then, but anyway, it's still there.
Yeah. So they went out camping in this section of the fucking rainforest, which now you cannot get in. You cannot get in. It is illegal to fucking stay.
Illegal?
Yes. So 3 men and 2 dogs went into this fucking rainforest. Mm-hmm. After the first night, 1 man fucking surfaced, right? The other 2 dudes and the 2 dogs they actually found the 2 dogs and they were fucking like dismembered. The 2 men were never fucking found. The campsite was absolutely fucking destroyed. The 1 man that has survived is still catatonic to this fucking day.
Bullshit.
Still catatonic. He won't talk about it, man.
Really?
Will not talk about it. Yep. So for some reason they fucking bricked up the place. You cannot fucking stay there. It's out near fucking Cairns.
And any theories on the subject?
A lot of people theorise it may have been a fucking Sasquatch, but I don't know because Sasquatch don't really attack. You know what I mean?
They're not known to attack.
No, they're not.
I don't think so. I think they're known to encroach and be
like they'll throw rocks and they'll throw rocks.
Snap
and
things
stuff
like
and,
just, I guess, defense mechanism. Not known to kill as. And people think, because I think people blame Sasquatches on actual bear attacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've heard the Sasquatch howl, hey? It's fucking horrific.
I have it.
We'll put it up here.
Enjoy.
God, it kills me. But so that's a rainforest up near fucking Cairns where people are no longer allowed to camp. And man, I think that's all I've got for Australia today, man.
That's all right. I know you love Australia.
Fucking oath I do, man.
With we'll touch back on Australia, but I remember hearing a tale of a truck driver up close to those areas. He was driving through long haul, straight road,
cattle.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, hauling cattle, and then
I've heard this.
He stopped. Have you?
I have.
He stopped, I think, and I think his vehicle shut down or something, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
He blew out a tyre.
Yeah, something like that, and then. Wasn't his vehicle, was it getting shook? Or,
yeah.
Or he saw something as well?
So this was up around that same fucking rainforest up near fucking Cairns. So he blew out a fucking tyre. He said, fuck, it's getting late at the night. I'll fucking sleep in the cab. He woke up to the cattle fucking wigging out, hey. And he was like, what the fuck? Because, cattle are pretty tame, in transportation.
Yeah, when they go unhoarded.
And he looked out and there was this giant, he claimed it was nearly 7 to 8 foot on the side trying to get into the fucking cattle, rattling the fucking thing. And man, the strength you would have to rattle a fucking trailer thing.
With a full load.
Man, so you know what that motherfucker did? Hopped back in the fucking truck, man, and drove on a blown out well, man.
Really?
Yeah, he was gone, bro.
Smart, man.
Man, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Look, I haven't personally experienced too many paranormal encounters. But I want to. I don't know. Do I have to summon something?
No, but
you have to be in the right area.
If any of you have experienced anything fucking out in the bush, you've experienced as a ghost, you just done something fucking weird, call 0403 245 692. Leave us a fucking voicemail because a lot of our callers don't leave a voicemail and we will call you back. You don't have to be on the show, but we can relay your story if you don't want to be on the show. We'd love you to be on the show.
Yeah, we've had go past our episodes. We've had several people live call, leave voicemails, interesting tales, spirits, a lot of things going on out there. And we do not judge.
This is what we're about, man. We want to hear your fucking stories.
Yeah. All right. So, some more research. It's only really the classic Bunyip.
Ooh, I don't know much about the Bunyip.
I don't know. There wasn't much about it. It was just more of a description about it and how it was different to a Yowie. And so I'll just go over a description. If you've got any more information from us about the Bunyip or any stories, do tell us. So the Bunyip is primarily found in Wemba region in Victoria. Where the fuck that is? Who knows? It is said to take many forms. Either a mythical beast, a nocturnal amphibious kind of creature.
They do say
that likes the swamps. Billabong swamps, creeks. So I believe it is known to do some horrifying howls and terrifying the people who go close to its, lair or den.
Is it kind of like the Sasquatch howls?
Similar, a bit more terrifying. Actually, both would be terrifying. So these people probably haven't heard a Sasquatch howl. Sorry, excuse my language. So there is description. What as well besides these other things I touched on. It apparently has sharp tusks that the Aboriginals thought that it was consuming their young because they'd go to the billabong, leave it there for
just sucking them in, man. Yeah, man, much like heaps of other cryptids, man, across the world.
Exactly. So they're either these cryptids, like they're there. Probably not a big, not many of them, but they lurk in these areas that people rarely go to.
Especially
it's hard to get to
man.
as well.
Yeah.
And the indigenous who have been around in these lands for thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of years would have found these creatures in abundance, possibly waged wars with them, and they died out slowly. And maybe these cryptids have learnt not to go as close to these people.
It's happened before with the Native Americans when they fought the giants, man.
The Native Americans fought giants.
You've never heard about that?
Animals?
No, I'm talking about when the Native Americans fucking fought giants.
And defeated them?
Yes, they fucking, that's why there was fucking so many fucking giant skeletons fucking found.
Found in North America?
So they claim, I believe it was the Sioux tribe, fucking, they claimed there was like the last few of them, they ran back in their fucking cave after fucking years of war. So you know what they did, man? They smoked the cunts out, man. They built a huge fire.
They did smoke, I know that.
Yeah, they built a huge fire, man, and it just fucking gassed them all out.
Well, they had like a subterranean kind of
Yeah. They're all subterranean, man. But man, isn't it fucking bizarre that so many fucking ancient cultures, man, talk. Oh, I've got to get that up.
Get that out there, baby.
Yeah,
Nicotine
talk
Pouches.
about this fucking these weird ass fucking like cryptids or fucking giants or something like that. They all went to battle with, man, and like because there was no like none of these back in the day or any of that fucking shit. They're like, no, it didn't fucking happen. Bullshit, man. Why would they fucking lie?
Well, it's not a lie. That's the thing. And the way they told their history, because they didn't write it down, they didn't have the technology to do that. They told stories and not stories, I guess, their history to their people, which passed on. They had nothing else to fuck. They weren't on the phone looking at TikTok, so their memory is wiped. So
even the Indigenous Australians, man, talked about sky people too.
Did they?
Yeah, we'll get a fucking photo of fucking all the cave paintings they had of. And man, it's your generic sky people fucking painting. Huge head, big fucking eyes, like. And why is this inherent of every fucking ancient culture across the fucking world?
Well, that's it. And they could refer to them as gods. They could refer to them as creators, bringing in technology, whatever. I don't know, like. Could have been our creators. There's so many fucking theories on it. There's so many things, but at the end of the day, it all like gets back to these things that these people seen as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Who knows what the fucking cover up is? Back to the Bunyip. So the science believe it's actually a now extinct giant wombat.
They were pretty big,
or
man.
Was, or that's what people are getting confused with. But what do you mean? Are you saying it's not extinct?
So when megafauna was fucking kicking around, man, the wombat and the kangaroo and even the giant three-toed sloth were fucking. The giant three-toed sloth battled fucking dinosaurs, man.
Is that why there was giant humans or giant?
No, because we weren't hanging around then, man. We hadn't evolved, if you believe in evolution. But
you don't.
I do not believe in evolution. No,
never.
Absolutely not.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, Darwin didn't even believe in it. He just was talking about evolution of animals.
All right. So, this is what fucks me off about fucking evolution, man. So you go to Homo erectus when man finally stood up. Man finally stood up, man. So you're looking at the Neanderthals and stuff like that. And then for some reason, it goes straight to fucking Homo sapiens, where the skull changes that fucking much. They reckon there should have been 17 different fucking skull changes from fucking Homo fucking sapien to Homo erectus. And where are these skulls, bro?
Yeah. So
where are these skulls?
Nowhere. It's just like dinosaurs that didn't exist.
Dinosaurs didn't exist.
Not the way they portray these fossilized relics and that. They have never put a full skeleton that they claim they've found together because it's all butchered.
Well, I've seen dinosaur skeletons.
They're not real. The ones you see are not real.
So you don't believe dinosaurs exist, or
the way they interpret it and all that stuff like that, and how and when they lived, because there is a theory out there that there was an advanced civilization that existed well before the dinosaurs and well after.
Is that your boys you're always talking about? What are they called?
Yeah.
The fucking
My boy, I'm going to shout out Big Papa. It's I hope you're listening because you do like our episodes. Big Papa, you fucking cunt. He claims it's called the Silurian Hypothesis. Oh, mate, there. Hypothesis. Well, I can't fucking say the word. Anyway, shut up.
Tell me about it. I've never heard of this. Tell me about it.
So what they think and what they theorize is a thought experiment that an advanced civilization like existed 150 million years ago, maybe even longer, and it was completely wiped out, or it disappeared, or whatever happened. It moved to another planet, and the reason why you don't see any of the relics of it is because it disintegrated to nothing. This is why I believe these fossils are misrepresented of what they actually are or were.
So do you believe that modern man, civilized man, actually coexisted with dinosaurs?
Before them.
Yeah, righto. Is this to do with your Tartarian Empire shit, or?
Well, Tartarian Empire might have came as well after that with another advanced civilization that say advanced civilization of whatever that was there, maybe human, some kind of species that was intelligent.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, whatever you want to call them. Tartarian Empire, humans now.
Yeah, right.
Well, Tartarian Empire is they were humans, obviously, but that advanced civilization went for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years.
Interesting.
Because when you think about it, the scientists have looked back and they've found these carbon things that and radiation, temperature changes and variations that couldn't have happened naturally.
Yeah, so I have actually heard of that before when people do fucking like core samples and they dig down fucking...
These variations cannot be attributed to the natural climate or the earth or anything. It potentially had to be changed by something modifying that, which could be an advanced civilization doing something.
Well, it's much like fucking Mars, man, how they found fucking radiation that can only be like provided by nuclear bombs, man. And they think, we're going a bit off topic here, but let me interject. They think that was our original fucking home planet and we fucking destroyed it, then came here.
Well, I believe that too. And I think it's
plausible. Yeah.
Plausible because I don't think we're going off topic here necessarily because it's all got to do with paranormal, alternate histories, alternate universe theories and that stuff. But so like the modern man, has been around 100,000 years?
Yeah.
So we've done I don't know, imagine us in 100 million years.
Well, that's the thing. I think the only thing setting back humans from actually evolving would be our own like self-demise, man.
That's plausible.
Yeah. Well, because, man, we're never going to become, the way we're going at this point in time, we're never going to become an intergalactic fucking race, man, like dominating other planets, becoming part of an intergalactic federation, man, because we're too busy pissing and moaning about who we believe runs the show upstairs.
That's the unfortunate thing, and the only way probably to do that is total dictatorship and one world power government.
Well, we're well
some kind of thing.
We're well on our way, but it's not going to work in our favour. It's not going to work in our favour.
Yeah, so interesting theory and thought experiment. And it gets back to, obviously, Graham Hancock as well.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good man. I tell you right now, if you haven't heard of Art Bell, look at Art Bell. Look on Spotify, go Art Bell, Graham Hancock. He was speaking in the 90s, the 2000s, whatever.
And they ridiculed him, bro.
They ridiculed the fuck out of him. He has fucking such a good outlook on these possible maybe theories or whatever of ancient civilizations, definitely Egypt, the pyramids, and all these things that is fucking fascinating.
The civilizations in the Amazon jungle, man. So there was a construction crew that came into the Amazon jungle, man, because fucking Graham Hancock, they're like, oh, he's a pseudoscientist, none of this shit exists, and he believed that there was a massive fucking hyper-intelligent race that lived in the Amazon jungle. So a cleaning crew came up in the Amazon jungle just recently, man, to chop it all down to make paper for, I don't know, probably these.
Good on them.
And they've found roads. They've found fucking roads
Those are big
there.
cities as well.
This only happened recently, man, the last fucking 2 weeks. They've found roads and they're like, where the fuck is this going? So, man, do you reckon Graham Hancock's just sitting there, he's like, oh,
yes,
nice.
he's gooning.
Like, yeah.
He's good. He's going, thank fuck, you cunts are fucking wrong.
Yeah, but man, who told Graham Hancock about this shit, or was he just smart enough to fucking think about old texts and stuff like that?
Well, he's a writer and a historian, researcher.
Used to do heaps of acid.
And yeah, he did connect, especially in the Amazon, with ayahuasca. He also, that's why he doesn't really. He said we need to get away from religion, and stuff like that, because he believes in the human conscious and like something else out there in another potential hyperdimension or something.
Man, when you think about fucking religion and stuff like that, the only people that you never hear bad press about is the Buddhists, man. Oh, they just seem mad chill.
Any terror attacks or anything? Yeah.
No, they just seem mad fucking chill, man. They're all about everything's fucking life force and stuff like that. But we're getting off topic. We're going to have a quick break, and then I'm going to tell you about the man from Taured.
Please do.
Talk soon. And we're back.
We're back.
All right, so this is an Australian related, but this is something I've wanted to speak to you about for probably the last 4 weeks. But we haven't really had a chance, man, because life has a tendency to get in the way. So the man from Taured, you ever heard from it?
Yep, I have not.
Okay. Tokyo Airport, 1954. What's his fucking name? He's got a heap weird fucking name. Broderick Jansfire, right?
Doesn't sound Japanese to me.
No, well, he's not. He's flying into fucking Tokyo.
Okay.
Broderick Jansfire flies into fucking Tokyo, fucking rolls up to fucking the place where you get your passport stamped, and they go, okay, so when were you born? He says his name, because his passport looks fucking legit. Says his name, and they go, so where are you from? He goes, Taured. And they said, Taured doesn't fucking exist. Yeah, and he goes, what are you fucking talking about? And he's fucking wigging out, man. He's fucking wigging out. And he goes, I've been through this fucking airport twice in the last fucking 2 months and has the stamps on his fucking passport. Yeah.
From the airport? Or was it another?
So he flies into Tokyo for business. Yeah. And he's got the fucking stamps from Taured to fucking Tokyo.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it looks, and everything's fucking legit. And they're bailing him up. And he's like, well, I've got cashier's check from Taured. I've got currency from fucking Taured. You know what I mean? And they're like, what the fuck? This place does not fucking exist. So they get him and they go, so can you show us where Taured is on the fucking map? And he fucking points to this fucking place. It's just fucking south of France. And it's called Andorra in our map. It's a country called Andorra, just off fucking France, called Andorra. And they're like, that's not Taured. He's like, well, it fucking is. Yeah. He is. And he's got the currency, he's got the stamps, he's got fucking everything, right? So when on the map, when he couldn't find, he said, this is fucking Taured, and he was getting heaps fucking upset at that point in time. And they were like, well, we're going to have to detain you because I think it was document fraud and stuff like that. Despite the fact that his passport was fucking legit, he had stamps from fucking the Tokyo airport, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have to fucking detain you and fucking put you in a hotel tonight. And there was going to be a guard out the front. All you can do is order room service because you needed something to eat. He complained, man, that night of a severe fucking migraine, hey. Severe fucking migraine. He wanted to get some fucking Panadol or pain meds shipped up with his fucking whatever he ate for that evening. Yeah. Right? Next day, he was fucking gone.
From the room?
From the room.
Everything in there gone?
Everything in there. Even his documents, which were held in a fucking safe in the fucking airport, were gone. And do you know what they think this is?
Tell me.
So when he was on this fucking plane, he was on his timeline where Taured fucking existed, and he slipped into
Just him?
Just him.
So there was a plane going at the same time of him in another timeline. Is that how it works?
With the multiverse.
Or it just seemed to...
So
collide, as in
he slipped into our timeline where his origin of country, despite the amount of documents that he fucking had, no longer existed. So when they bailed him up and then he slipped, obviously that night, back into his own fucking timeline, he was gone without a fucking trace. Bring this fucking shit up here, man. It's fucking loose.
Bring it up.
Yep. Man, it's fucking loose. So, man, a lot of people, man, have, there was a woman in, I think, San Francisco back in fucking 1961 that woke up and she was like, my coffee maker is usually black, now it's chrome. My favorite coffee cup has a crack in it. It never used to. Went to her place of fucking work. She didn't fucking work there anymore. Came back home and the boyfriend that she'd broken up with fucking 2 years earlier was there. Been like, hey, baby, what's going on?
What?
She went to sleep that night complaining of a same fucking headache, woke up back in our fucking timeline, man.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, so in that, those stories that we just heard, so the timeline is potentially, as we said, infinite. So that means the infinite timelines have these slight variations.
Slight variations,
Well,
yes.
It could with infinity, but I don't get it because it freaks me out.
He had stamps on his fucking passport
So they
being
sent
there
it.
over the last fucking 2 months. He had currency from Taured. He had cashier's check from Taured. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, these aren't
freaks
fakes.
me
He
out
had
a
a
little bit.
passport from Taured.
That kind of disturbs
Yeah.
me.
And then, again, severe fucking headache, disappeared, man. So he slipped on a plane to fucking Tokyo. He slipped into our fucking timeline. So the best way to fucking describe it, and it could happen to anyone at any point in time.
Oh, God.
So here's our timeline. Here's another timeline. Occasionally they just go, just a little bit, boom, and you're there. Back. They reckon you can't stay there forever, man. You will slip fucking back, man. And there are multiple fucking like cases of people slipping into different fucking timelines.
What about people who say they got amnesia and they don't know where they are, or they think there's someone else and they can speak different languages?
Yes.
Could that be possible? Because that timeline, say they speak French, but now they're speaking a variation of another language.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck are these people on?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's back to normal.
Yeah, fucking oath, man. Like, maybe when you think about fucking timelines, it's all to do with your fucking conscious, man. And you're conscious because it's just energy which cannot be destroyed, which can be diverted to anywhere, can slip here and there. Hey, like, man, imagine just, like, you fall asleep on a fucking plane, man. You and your fucking hand are going on holidays, and you're like, where's my hand? And you rock up and they're like, what's Australia?
Fuck.
I don't know if you remember this, but you said something to me rather profound a couple of weeks
I
ago.
always do.
When we were talking about vibrations. We both got a bad vibration picture, and you sort of explained how that bad vibration picture will end up getting someone killed later on down the road. Would you like to expand on that if you can remember?
Yeah. So say, you're having a good day or whatever the case is. Someone sends you something or whatever it is that resonates in you, which then your day or whatever is now bringing this negative vibration because it's vibrating at you, which now ricochets off you, which now vibrates in someone else's life potentially, which then, because everyone knows everyone, because vibrates to you, you know someone vibrates to them, they know someone. It's just a ripple effect. Say you drop a stone in the water and you see it ripple out. Eventually, it will get to someone. And you know what they'll do? They'll fucking kill someone. Or they will do something that insane. And this is why you see all the bad shit in the world. It just doesn't happen because it happens. It happens because of all this shit from one person or whatever it's come from them. It just vibrates around.
I mean,
It's fucking, think about it.
I mean, it might just hit some cunt that's had a fucking bad day, man. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's it,
You know
yeah.
what? I mean, it could be fucking 15 degrees of separation. He's like, you know what? It's time to go to work. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that-
and it's like fucking killing someone.
That's
man.
it. And so that's why I think there's people that always talk about negative vibration, negative emotions, or positivity and in your thought power. That's why there's hypnotherapies and stuff where you can get yourself into these mind frames.
And we're back.
We're back. I did touch on, I was going to bring up a love story between a woman in California and her reptilian lover.
Ooh.
Oh, and let me give you a brief history on reptilians. Apparently, they're a race that was here before, potentially, or they're from interdimensional entities, or they're from an advanced civilization somewhere else that also control the greys. Because there's been a lot of abductions of people from the greys, which we described before, potential android mixed biological
they're clones,
beings,
man.
which are asexual.
Clones. Yep.
So they're used in the ships. And there's also seen in these abductions of people recounting these overlords, or called reptilians or reptoids. A lot of words from them. So they range in sizes from small reptilians to like 8 foot high.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly being seen as red glowing eyes, scaly, oily skin,
Yep.
etc. So a lady rang up our man Art Bell, and she described a sexual encounter.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Art Bell.
talk dirty to me. Talk dirty. How did he die, by the way?
I don't know. Was it
lung cancer? I feel like it was lung cancer.
That's why the boy missed out on this. If he was smart enough, he wouldn't have died. He had nicotine pouches, pure nicotine, no tobacco. Bring him on. Anyway, the biggest thing in town. Get yours at auszin.com.au. Thanks for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you. But yeah, so Art Bell, he was on one of his, I think it was 97 maybe. Don't quote me. And a lady rang up. I think she previously rang up about her experience, and she describing she was abducted. I think she was getting abducted by greys, and then there was a gentleman, a reptilian, was in there that decided to have a physical relationship with her.
Was it consensual?
Well, at the time, she reckoned she wasn't, about it, but he was very powerful, very striking. She said,
It's a reptile.
yeah, apparently there's a picture she drew of him, and I'll find it.
Yeah, get up there, man.
It's up there. Art did ask for a name, but she couldn't remember. And she said when she was engaged with this gentleman, it was a he, the skin looked scaly, but when she touched it, it was soft.
Much like a snake, man.
Like a snake, and that's what she brought up. She said, Art, have you ever held a snake? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's a firm thing, but it looks like it's like scaly and oily, but it's not.
Yeah.
And so she had a relationship with this gentleman, reptilian, and so it must have overpowered her or something, and she kept going back, and she apparently he fathered her offspring. So I don't know if he got the eggs or...
They had interracial, alien fucking babies.
So when she came back, there was these young daughters of hers that were coming up to her, calling her like some weird word and that.
Yeah.
And she referred to them as her offspring and stuff. And this, I think, happened several times. And I haven't got the full first story because she does describe in detail of the sexual encounter. And apparently...
How much in detail?
Well, she said...
Is it like fucking... what's that fucking book?
What book?
What's it called? 50 Shades of Grey? Is it like that?
Yes, because she did say that because she's writing a book, or she wrote a book, that if any woman read her story or thought about this, they would be very sexualized over this reptilian man.
Yeah.
And apparently his penis was
How big was it?
Do
you have the dimensions?
I don't have the dimensions. Look, it's bigger than yours, mate, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Yeah.
That's not hard to do.
So I'll have to get the description of it because I only briefly touched on it, but which I'll bring up in the next episode. We'll get the full detail of this sexual encounter.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, and people were freaking out about it. And she said that the females, that the men here on Earth wouldn't be attracted to them because they're hideous.
But the men are.
But apparently the men are studs, and she is more attracted to reptilians now than her own husband.
Gee whiz. So what happened to her kids?
They're in another dimension.
So old mate...
She reckons they're interdimensional entities.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone says about the fucking reptilians. They're interdimensional, creatures.
That's a possible, plausible fear in them, yep.
Gee whiz. So what? He just rocked in, knocked her up, took the spawn, went back to the fucking outworld.
And every now and then she would be brought back in for more sexual experiences.
Fucking hell.
So I don't know, man. Like, unfortunately, if a male reptilian did visit us in our dream state or conscious state, I don't know if we could stop it. Do not know if we could stop having sex with it.
This is the scariest thing about fucking reptilians, man. A lot of people think when they are visited by reptilians, do you know how they visit?
Yeah.
They open your fucking closet door, man.
Really?
Yep, they open your closet door from the inside and just fucking walk in.
All right. Well, do not have a closet in your house. That's one thing. So There's another theory of reptilians that they're from past evolution of dinosaurs, or they've always been here and they've retreated after the asteroid hit into cave systems.
Can I interject on that?
Yeah.
So they live on, this is what I have heard, they live on a different fucking timeline where the asteroid didn't fuck. Again,
I
with
think
the
I've heard
multiverse,
this, yeah.
again with the multiverse, they live on a fucking like an Earth where dinosaurs didn't get hit by the asteroid and they evolved. So mammals didn't get the chance to fucking do it, but reptiles fucking did.
It's possible. And then think about the technology they could have made in those 100, 200 minutes, maybe longer because their timeline could have been different.
Millions of years, bro.
And that's why they also think that they're like a warrior class. They're very secretive and they're known if they can go into our timelines or they've been here before or whatever, they do disguise themselves as a governing body of the race or whatever planet or timeline they're in to take over, but in a shape-shifting form. Ugh.
Have you ever
you
seen
seen that?
when Obama's doing his speech? Mm-hmm. Obama's doing his speech and he had his fucking reptilian man, shapeshift man. Like, we'll get it fucking up here. Shapeshifts, man, while the camera's fucking on him, man. His head's like all like concave, man.
We've seen, so obviously the elites or the powers that control us in the moment.
They're in cahoots,
King
man.
Charles.
They're in cahoots, man.
Have done that thing. Remember the King Charles in your video?
Yes, we'll bring that up here too where his eyes fucking change. I personally believe that the ruling class are like, a lot of them are probably reptilians, man, and that's where like all the missing children fucking go. In fucking Maui, all the fucking kids went missing. They were just fucking herded off, man. Man, they're used as fucking food, man. They're used as food.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's all I've got for that. Should we bring up any more about Australia and have you had any, I don't know, any moments as being Australian or any, can you think back?
Man, as you know, I see UAPs like quite often, but I'll bring up a story, man. That man, it's probably a memory hold for you. Do you remember? I think we were probably about 16 years old, and we went camping up the top of Swansea fucking Bluff. Yeah, so we were camping up there. For some reason, we were all, it was you, me, and a couple of other associates, 16-year-old boys, man, all sleeping in a fucking tent because no one prepares when you're 16 years old. And man, all we could hear was like walking around the fucking like tent, and we jumped out. We're like, oh, we'll kill you. And man, there was no one fucking there. No one there. And man, we kept hearing it, and we're like, fuck this, we've got to get the fuck out of here. So we ended up staying at a fucking abandoned house in fucking, was it Caves Beach? Yeah. Yeah, just slept there on the fucking ground, man.
Yeah, I do remember, but when we were walking back up from the cliff face, because it was down a cliff into like a rocky outcrop kind of open area, I swear to God, several of us looked back, man, and we could see tall, dark figures.
Yes, remember? 110%, man. 110%.
I fucking forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
And now I remember it. I remember looking back, seeing tall, dark figures down there. I was like, let's fucking go.
Yep, fucking oath, man. Hey, and two of our associates, because man, I had to, my mother picked me up at Swansea fucking Macca's that day. She's like, how was your sleepover? I was like, yeah, I had to go to Morrison Mega Markets with her. But two of our associates went back to get the camping gear, and it was all fucked up, hey.
Fuck, I forgot about that. So I've had paranormal experiences.
You have, man. It just gets pushed down your subconscious, man, because like you overcome the fucking trauma of it and just fucking forget about it. You know what I mean? But man, that was fucked up. Call 0403 245 692 if you like. We need to hear your paranormal shit. We need it.
Yeah. And we've had people call and fascinating stories, and we love it. And I'm sure there's that many out there. Like we just discussed about our own stories, a gentleman having a story. So reach out to us. But yeah,
please. Well, are you done?
I think I'm done, man. I am sweating on this lovely Australia Day.
But this is why we do it. This is why we do it.
We love it
for you guys.
We do love it.
All right, I'm Peacock.
I'm Licks.
Stay sweaty.
Bye, Zen. Oh no, that's not Zen. Stay sweaty.